All right, better later than never. Joe is going to do what we call push-ups with a twist, and this is just something different we do. We don't do it much, but this can get kind of extreme. So this could be considered a push-up challenge, but a push-up challenge with a twist. So Joe's going to get ready. I'm going to talk about the WBC and its woke ways and how it has destroyed Boxing USA to the point we can't even win any type of Olympic medal. And when we go to country events, we suck, we're awful. It's not because we are, it's because the WBC has infiltrated and been the main guiding force instead of the WBA, or the International Boxing Federation. The WBC has took hold and literally destroyed our boxing through wokeness, and these people need to go. I'm going to light up on Oscar De La Hoya's pantyhose ass too. So you ready, Joe? So while Joe's doing this, I'm going to be talking about that. So you don't start out with, all right, he's starting out with push-ups. He's doing more close-in push-ups with this because he's working his arms, and this should work the heck out of your arms. Now he's immediately going to go into this, and when he's done here, he'll take a minute or so off. I'm going to come this way a little bit, Joe, so we don't have so much of the bright lights in the way the whole time. This will really work you. We do a lot of extreme things around here that we don't show, things that would be considered crazy to a lot of people, but we mix some things up. We will continue to do so, and it has worked perfectly. Joe is going to continue. I challenge you to give this a try. Keep going with it. These dumbbells are 10 pounds. He does high reps and low weight. You do not want to do high weight work for that kind of power for boxing, because it will eat your oxygen up during a fight, and you don't need that. There's a rhyme and a reason why we do what we do. However, on the other hand, if you go to Boxing USA's YouTube, if these videos are still up, a year leading into the Olympics last year, our Boxing USA organization decided that it would go woke and do brownie baking videos, cake baking videos, and just a plethora of videos with candies and dulces and all sorts of little girl stuff. And now Bud Crawford came out and basically told Jose Sulaiman to take the WBC belt and shove it up his fanny button, and he said it in a nicer way than I'm portraying it there, but he got so riled up, he was cussing. I got so riled up, I was cussing and happy and elated that he was upset, because the WBC has been the guiding force and the infiltrator in U.S. boxing. And the WBC is not U.S. boxing. It is Mexican. It is Mexican owned, Mexican ran, by a Mexican family. And it has no place in our boxing in the United States. That organization should be regional. It should be called the MBA, Mexican Boxing Association. I'd be happy. I'd sign a petition for that. And it needs to be regional to Mexico because it is corrupt as hell. And back in my day, it wasn't the popular belt to be holding. But today it's hip and cool, not throughout the world, but throughout the United States and Mexico and Canada, because they have infiltrated a highly leftist push that developed, as all leftism has, into wokeness. And Mr. Sullivan was hands down the destructor of amateur boxing in the USA with that infiltration that he and his organization has perpetrated on Boxing USA. And a leading perpetrator into the Olympics. And who has paid for all of this? Push for the Olympics for men to be fighting women, biological men to be fighting women, which did happen. And these men did win medals, gold medals, as a matter of factly, against these women. And who paid for it? I'm going to tell you who paid for it. Who paid for it was the boxers, the people that foolishly pay the WBC to be ranked by the WBC. This is another thing. If you're in the heavyweight division, you're looking at $30,000 to $25,000 to $40,000 that has to be paid on a fighter's behalf to the WBC for the fighter to even be ranked with the WBC. You look at these rankings and you think, oh, well, the WBA, you see where they're not ranking certain fighters that are in the WBC, and the WBC is ranking certain fighters that are not ranked in the WBA. They're not ranked off of merit. They're ranked off of who has the backing and the managerial or monetary means to pay for the rankings. That's why when you see somebody, once they've won a world championship in an upper weight class where they make most of the money, that all of a sudden they're ranked on all the rankings. And sometimes they're forced to, the WBC is forced to rank the fighter anyway because they look foolish if they don't. But it's not off of merit. It is a corrupt scheme in boxing that's no good. And they all do it, but the WBC takes the cake. And I'm going to tell you something about that green belt. That green belt is the physically ugliest belt out of any of the belts. I mean, why would anybody want something green and ugly like that? Ali did not even care about that belt. The great Ali. He could have cared less about that belt. The WBC came about in between 1960 and 62. They just made belts, called themselves an organization. Now, mind you, they're in Mexico City, and they go to all the fighting sitting champions and just give them this awful, ugly green belt. And none of these fighters even cared about it. Some of them didn't accept it. They said, what the hell is this? And didn't even accept it. And we've been so brainwashed, just like we've been brainwashed by this woke ideology Same thing. We've been brainwashed in the U.S. to think that's the belt to have. That, that belt and that organization is nothing but trash. Now, why did I say I'm going to jump on Oscar De La Hoya, pantyhose man, little effeminate fruitcake with that money-grabbing thing he's married to, or is his girlfriend that he keeps putting on half naked with himself, the two perverts in boxing. It's because Oscar De La Hoya came out and did one hell of a rant on Bud Crawford for making a stand against the WBC. And he did that because the WBC is the shithole Mexican Latino thing, and these Latinos are going to stick with that belt. You got an ounce of Spanish going on in you, an ounce of Indian, and you're going to gravitate towards that green, ugly belt. It is green. That green comes from Mexico. That is a Mexican color, that form of green. So I just wanted to tell everybody, give a little spiel. They have destroyed amateur boxing in the United States. We can't even win a medal. And they got to go. And Joe is going to, whether I'm still in the journey with him or not, is going to help them out the door. So anyway, we love you guys. Remember, Christ is King, Lord, and Savior up in here. We hope He is up in where you are. And if He's not, we hope He will be soon. Joe's going to continue here. Our videos are going to be short because the internet lines got destroyed by some construction work out here in the neighborhood. And we're in a Latin American shithole where it takes weeks to get something fixed. So there you have it, and that's just the truth of the matter of it. Love everybody at any rate, and hope you have a great weekend.